Morning, everyone. It's Roaa Abdulazim Ashour Zidan, and today I will tell you a very interesting story. 13 years ago, a 10-year-old girl woke up thinking that it's a really normal day, but in reality, it was a very different day. As normal, she woke up and get wudu to pray Fajr prayer, but she couldn't do that as every day she do. Every time she did each step, she forgot that she just did it and repeated over and over again. So it was numerous times that she repeats these steps. She was really trapped in her mind, and only her brain controlled her. And as a Arabian community, her family thought that it was from Shaitan, but until she was 17-year-old girl, she finally found out that it's a mental disorder. And then she decided to read more and more and more, and finally she decided to take her journey of treatment. She was diagnosed by obsessive-compulsive disorder. Compulsive actions means that it's unwanted thoughts or sensations or ideas that one can't resist it. Compulsive means that the one is driven to do these actions repetitively numerous times without end. According to human disease classification, obsessive-compulsive disorder is a mental, behavioral, and neurodevelopmental disorder. Due to science progression, scientists knew that it's due to a fundamentally genetically mutation. So, there are too many genes that included into this disorder, but let me show briefly two main genes that are included in this disorder. First, the GTRTA gene. The type of mutation is a single nucleotide polymorphism take place in 1438 nucleotide. The guanine is replaced by adenine. The second gene is SLC4A4 and it's a neurotransmitter. Also, the type of mutation is single nucleotide polymorphism. This mutation leads to a variance in HTT expression than normal, which is the serotonin neurotransmitter. The serotonin 5-HT released by exocytosis in the synaptic cleft, sending its signals to the postsynaptic cell for the complete of several essential processes in the brain. Then, the serotonin is reuptaken by the SERT gate and then complete its function in the presynaptic terminal. But the problem is the reuptake percentage that happens. The excess of reuptake, this is the problem that leads to the OCD, leading to signaling dysfunction in certain brain loops. So the SNAP leads to excess of serotonin reuptake, making the basal ganglia gain of function, making structural event complexes in the prefrontal cortex as send signaling dysfunctions in the prefrontal cortex, leading to the OCD, because the prefrontal cortex is the cortex that is responsible to decision making. One of the methods for molecular diagnosis using the SSC-PCR, which is single-stranded conformation polymorphism PCR. It's a very sensitive method for mutant detection without sequencing, based on the fact that the single-stranded DNA has a defined conformation, so the wild type must be used in this diagnosis technique. DNA with single-strand variation migrate differently and shows different DNA binding pattern under non-denaturing condition. So the mutant sample separate differently from the wild type. So we can easily detect the mutant and diagnose the patient. It's treated by serotonin reuptake inhibitors, as they inhibit the conformational changes and the substrate transport by directly locking the gate by salt bridge. Serotonin level in the synaptic cleft returns to the normal level. This was Roaa Zidan, and I am an OCD survivor. Thank you for paying attention. And here is my references.